Vetting management, the danger of numbers. It's a good thing that we touch KPIs, big data. Those are all new terminology, at least for the shipping industry. That's the new era. It's here. Recently? No, actually not. It's been here for quite a while. Almost as long as the company that I work for. Typical Greek success story. The father found the company, the son continued. Hopefully, if we want to have a job for the future, the grandkids going to take over. A lot of you probably can relate with that. Founded in 1969, still goes on. It's a little bit older, it's a little bit younger actually than me. Now, about 15 years later than that, almost 15 years later than that, our friends from the oil majors came with something that they said, this is the vetting process. So they had to have a function to access acceptability of third-party vessels to carry the cargoes or call at the terminals. That's a very fancy way to describe vetting. I usually hate Wikipedia. I think it represents one of the other new terms, which is fake news. But I think that the definition of vetting in Wikipedia is really good. It's the process of performing a background check on someone before offering them employment, conferring an award, etc. So basically, this is it. We all there, you know. Choose me. I represent the best company in the world. I have the best vessels, the best crew. It's the best screening process. You know, that top of the tier. I mean, everything is perfect. Choose me. Give me your money. That's me over there. It's no Photoshop. We don't do Photoshops. Never. What am I? I'm a technical manager. What is my responsibility? My responsibility is to present a vessel in tip-top condition. Very operation, everything works perfect, and I'm going to make the life happy of our charterers, of the vetting guys, of regulators, post-state control, all those nice guys that we usually interact with. But we forced to do something with that. And what happened? We invent the vetting department in the shipping companies. That was a huge thing back then. I'm old enough to have the privilege to start working in vetting departments since the day that they were established, which was at late 90s. So what we did back then, our goal was to have our vessels accepted. So what did we do? We did everything. I mean, we did onboard pre-vetting inspections. We trained the guys. Basically, we told them what to tell to the oil major inspector, nothing more than that. We assist the other departments in preparation for the vetting. Which translates mainly to go to the technical guys and tell them, how is your job board? Are they overdue? If they're not, can you do something to correct them? Or going to the purchasing department and ask them, is everything all right? Can you arrange everything at the last moment and have them on board before the vetting guy comes? Then we did internal auditing also, because you have spare time. So if you're going to attend a vetting inspection, you're going to stay 2 or 3 days. So you might as well do internal audit, ISPS, ISM. It all depends how many certifications you got. And last but not least, we got engaged in dialogues with the oil major departments. Basically, we met the guys that they were sitting from the other side of the bench. And guess what? You know, the more that we start talking with those guys, the more that we start realizing that we need to involve. That's not what the oil majors want from us. So by frequent visits in the oil majors, we realized that they actually know more about our fleet than us. And that was a revelation. Hallelujah. So not only that, we understood that vetting is only a small fraction. And usually, the whole idea that we have that less observations or the high-risk observations, that's the final decision on accept or reject our vessel, that was not the case. We found out slowly, painfully, but we did, is that it represents the whole picture of what idea they have about our company. So we change, we evolve. We start thinking quality. We start thinking safety. We're starting to become a little bit proactive, a little bit self-regulated. And to do all those things, we basically start to be a little bit more transparent and start reporting things. And this is where the enemy starts creeping in, you know, big data, KPIs, and all those nice things. We thought that the answer to everything, the whole grail of a vessel, of a company, status and acceptability, is a powerful software, a software that you can slice and dice everything. Software to facilitate the analysis of vetting results. That's great, reporting data. Prepare nice pies, repetitive observations, high-risk observations, trends, data mining, and all those things. And based on those things, you present them to the management reviews, which was actually created so you can present data to the senior management. And basis on all those data, you come with risk-based decisions, what to do and how to move forward, where to invest, what to scrap, and how to improve your weak areas. Powerful tools, data mining, but can easily backfire. It has, in my career, a lot of times. I'm pretty sure there are a lot of horror stories from a lot of other companies of manipulation of data or simple mispresentation of data. It's a business tool. I mean, it's nothing else. Key performance and metrics and all those things are the basic in statistics. It's a management tool. It's a performance tool. And as all tools, it can be misused. You can misuse of a KPI. You can misuse of a metrics. You can find a way to game the system. You can find a loophole to get a KPI in the green zone. A very recent example, you can have one observation in a vetting inspection. If your target is, which I usually are, our KPI is to become, to have a number per vetting inspection less than average, which is defined by OCIMF statistics, which probably right now it's what? It's about 3, or it's about 3. So usually your metric is going to be, you know, have less than 3. That means that your company is better than all the average other tanker companies. So you can get one observation and be happy about it. And a lot of times recently, based on this observation, your vessel is rejected. I have a very recent example from another company that from one observation, the whole fleet got rejected for quite a substantial number of time. So what are we doing? We have to start digging really good. I mean, KPIs, I love KPIs. It's an early bell, you know, but you have to tune your ears to start listening, the bells and the whistles, and make everybody else in your organization do the same thing. You have to go, or you have to differentiate, or I don't know, you have to use your own terminology. You have to separate between the soft and the hard KPIs. Some people call them leading, some people call them lagging or whatever. It's your own definition. Which are the ones that really matter and which are the ones that don't. It's nice to make a KPI that I'm not going to receive any more observation on maintenance, and maybe you can achieve it, but the difference is to actually make a difference across your fleet and across the board of your company. Invest money in maintenance or see where are you doing wrong. We have to stop chasing KPIs. We have to focus on the value and what they actually represent. And I think this is the way forward. And this is the only way that we can have a reward of what we're doing. We have to assess the risk. Coming back to what I said before, in my own company, we had a case about a year ago. We received one observation from a major oil major. And because we slice and dice everything, because we have powerful tools, we have come to the point that we know even what kind of underwear the vetting inspector wears, what's his sexual orientations and all those things. So we know practically everything as soon as we see the name. So it was a pretty difficult guy, and we received an observation. We were very happy about it. The observation was that one of the window screeners on the bridge was not in operation. Yeah, we got another one. Big deal. Later, and that was much later. That was about 6 months ago, later. I was visiting the oil major, and as I told you before, they know more things from my fleet than I do. So they gave me a presentation of where my vessels are, and I found out that this vessel was rejected for business with them. And I said, why? And he said, well, because you had this observation. I said, are you kidding? You reject a vessel because one of the rain screens were not working? And they say, yes, because your vessel was trading in Singapore, and it was a rainy season, and the fact that the right screen was not working made the risk unacceptable for our company. And the fact that you haven't rectified that before the inspection, made it even worse. So I said, okay, right, completely understandable. I'm not, I do. This is risk. It's a risk-based decision. A friend of mine from the States just told me he's working for an oil major base there, and he told me that there was a Greek company that was been on hold for 6 months, the entire fleet, because one of the observations that they received, the only observation that they received is that all the UTI tapes and the MMCs was not in operation. So I said, what was it based, the decision to put this fleet on hold? And they told me that the decision was based that they operate product tankers, so they do a lot of washing. So if they don't have any MMC or UTI tapes operable, how do they measure the interface in the slope tanks after washing and before they discharge the oily wash overboard? Fair. So we became my experts, but as I said, we have to look at the big picture. We have to be a little bit more proactive, and we have to communicate with other departments. We have to work as an entire operation. My colleagues over there, they're working in the vetting department, can easily put us on the green belt, on the safety belt. We can achieve our target, but it's not the real picture. And that's not the message that we want to pass to the senior manager. If there is an issue, we have to be fair and address the issue.